Sonia and Portia went to a property agency to seek for their document to their new property. Unknown to them, an old friend called Gold has seek for the same document to the same property, and in that regard, Gold has already purchased the property. Portia and Sonia became so disappointed, went back home, and thought of the past things that God has done to her. Portia reminisced on how in secondary school and in university days, Gold took one of her boyfriends and also dominated the area she was controlling in university. And in this regard, this enmity has been going on between these two ladies for so long. So Portia vouched that she cannot allow Gold to continue to win in the battle of who is the main chic boss in the city. So Portia had a plan laid out. Gold contacted one of her workers, which is called Tom. Tom is a computer genius who can hack into anything. Now, as Gold always dominates the city, she is into fraud as well. So she hacks into her client's account and take all their money. Portia did a little investigation about Gold and realized and noticed one of the biggest secrets is that Gold has a child which she has abandoned with her mother in the village. Also, Gold is into scamming people. So Portia decided to do the same just to dominate the city. Portia got a few clients which made her got a lot of dollars and started balling in the town. She became the talk of the town, and Gold was not happy about this information and tried to blackmail her and inform the police about her dirty dealings. In that regard, Portia also told Gold that, look, I know your secret and I can also do the same. You have nothing over me. So these two ladies ended up fighting in the club with this information they have on each other. After the fight, Gold called her best friend and told her about what happened in the club. And Gold had another plan in stock for Portia. Portia also went home and called her best friend Sonia and informed her about what happened in the club. She also laid down other plans to destroy Gold. Meanwhile, Gold is being wanted for scamming a lot of politicians, a lot of businesses, but there is no evidence to nail her down. This is unknown to her best friend or the hacker called Tom. The only thing Tom is being paid for is to hack into people's accounts and give details to Gold. Gold doesn't give information on the real deal and the real reason why she does that. After all, Tom needs the money to also cater for his own family. Gold's boyfriend called Ricky has been asking Gold what her business is and she has refused to answer. One day, Portia approached Ricky and told him about all the dirty dealings that Gold is into and blackmailed him to date her rather. Ricky agreed to date Portia as well as continue his relationship with Gold. Ricky started a relationship with Portia. Unknown to him, Portia and Gold have been in a fight for over a decade. So, Portia tapped into the phone log of Ricky to track all the conversation and transaction that goes on between Ricky and Gold. She did this for a while and realized that there is so much more she needed to do to up her game. Portia tracked and took one of the biggest clients ever that Gold had. She informed one of her informants called Skyface to hack into his account and take all the money that client ever owed. which they succeeded. Scarface was able to do that, and at the end, Gold was so furious to find out what happened to her biggest client. Portia gave a lot of money to Ricky, and known to Ricky, Ricky on the other hand ended up breaking up with Gold because she was not able to fund his lifestyle anymore. Portia on the other hand was also sleeping with one of her guys called Scarface as well. On this while, Portia became the boss town of the city, and Gold on the other hand was struggling to make her name big again. Portia approached Gold in one of those streets and told Gold that she is never on her level and can never be. Also informed her that they are both in the same business and she can't report her to the authorities. So her biggest client that she boasts about, she is the one that took him. After all, there's no evidence that can take her down. And if she does, she is also going to take her down because after all, both of them are in the same business. Gold became very dumbfounded and did not know what to do. Became very furious as well. When Gold got home, her mother brought in her daughter. Gold pleaded with her mom that she should take back her daughter and she is in a mess right now. Nothing can make her accommodate them in the house. She handed over some amount of money to her mother to take care of her daughter. Her mother was not willing to do that, but considering the environment that her daughter was in with alcohol and cigarettes in the house, she knew that her granddaughter could not stay with her mother. So her mother took her daughter away, leaving Gold in her mess. And she also warned Gold never to come home if she's not ready to up and live in the right direction of life. Gold apologizes for everything and promised to do better. Her mother and her daughter left the house. Gold immediately called Tom about what has happened and decided on what's next of action they want to take in regard to her client being taken away from her by her biggest enemy. In this regard, Tom suggested that they can also hack into Portia's email and phone track, and Tom was able to do that. So they tracked all the information they needed in regards to all the transactions that her biggest client has had with Portia. Tom was able to succeed in tracking and reversing some of the transaction back to Gold. At this moment, Gold became very happy and gave 10% of the amount to Tom. Whilst all this was going on, Portia and Ricky were having a great time in bed. Then sadly, she got a message from her account that her amount has been transferred back to Gold. There was nothing she could do at this moment and immediately sacked Ricky out of her bed. Portia called Scarface back and informed him about what has gone on in her transaction. And in these terms, Scarface told her that this cannot be done again because it can be easily tracked by the authorities and this will put him at risk. Scarface refused to do this dirty dealing at this moment. Portia became furious and didn't know what to do and approached Gold on the same matter. At this point, the two ladies fought on the streets of Lagos. After the fight, Portia got home and she was so angry to also forget to untrack and delete some of the details of transactions she has previously done. This is to prevent any tracking. But unknown to her, it was already too late. The authorities were banging on her door to get her arrested. Why? Because Scarface was arrested by the authorities after he was tracked down, and this led to more information being released by Portia because she didn't want to go down alone. These investigations were already in the pipeline and were already done by Tom. Tom was an informant from the authorities that tracked down fraudsters. Police took Portia and other scammers along to Gold's house to get her arrested as well. When they got there, Gold was already in denial and couldn't believe. She was thinking that Portia gave her up. Unknown to her, it was Tom who had all the information that the authorities needed to nail Gold down. All the crimes that Gold has committed over the years were named to her, and she could not escape this time around. She was arrested with Portia and other fraudsters. Tom told the two ladies how their pride and ego is destroying the reputation of the country, and he has promised to stop all these dirty dealings happening in the society, and he will continue to lay low and disguise as a special police agent. Gold, Portia, Skyface, and other criminals were arrested along with them. Thanks for watching this recap. This channel brings you the best Nollywood movies. We save you time and money. Don't forget to subscribe and like our videos for more movie recaps.